Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. The skeletal armies are being raised.
Yes.
The first day passes without a hitch. A contingent of skeletal warriors, a zombie elk, and did we say 3 contingents of regular skeletons?
I don't think in contingents until you drag me into mass combat.
Okay.
The way I just have the number of skeletons.
Okay.
I have
31.
17 zombies, 31 skeletons, 2, Janet and Jimmy. 2 skeletal knights and 8 skeletal archers. And I need to add elk. Zombie. 1 of those. Sweet. And then I think I can get everyone equipped to AC 13. Does that sound reasonable with these mismatched hides?
Oh, of all the animals that you brought over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the tanners and skinners and hunters
I think
set to work on the second day.
We probably have enough food for all to eat, right? It's probably a race to keep it from spoiling, right?
Oh, yeah, because you're sacrificing these animals.
Well, the good fresh meat too, on top of like the scavenged hunters. I imagine in like a month or 2, when the woods have been sucked dry of their life.
But in the meantime,
but for now, it's like a time of
feasting.
plenty and feasting in Winter's Reach.
Yes, the people have never eaten so well.
We get them. Yeah, they just eat meat and prepare for war.
you buy their animals and then feed them with it. Granted, they taste a little dry and a little flavorless after they've been sacrificed this way, but it's still good meat.
Cursed, perhaps. In the sight of whose gods? And Malcifer is content to rest and rally, and I think he stays in town throughout all these preparations. I don't think Malcifer goes back to the estate, right? Unless there's something there that needs his attention. I think he's just sort of restfully overseeing things in Winter's Reach, resting and on tavern benches and church pews. I guess the sheriff is gone. With Freddy gone, his office has a bed in it, so I can nap in there. Lilith sees to me daily. I insist that she washes her hands after handling the zombies. We've also got our butchering gloves.
Excellent. The days roll by.
How many? How much HP can I gain?
We will pass another 2 days for a total of 3.
3, one of which there was some strenuous, some exertion on Malcifer's part, raising that elk and things. So I've only gained 4 HP.
Yeah.
From 8 will bring me to 12. Still want 2 more days to get to full. But does it sound like am I interrupted on this 3rd day, 4th day?
You are interrupted. First off, let's figure out how many skeletons you've raised. You can do about 8 an hour, and I guess you could raise skeletons for.
Do we get? Yeah.
For if you want to just spend all day doing it, you could do 8 hours of skeleton raising a day.
Well, I'm recouping HP, so it can't get strenuous.
All right, so let's cut that in half then. So you can do
4 skeletons a day.
4 an hour, 8 groups, or 8 hours, but 4 an hour, or maybe 8 an hour, but only for 4 hours.
I think you should codify this in the rules somewhere. And it can be something loosey-goosey, like to include the prep stuff, so that it includes the prep in it. So like in one way or another, between flaying bones and performing rituals, whatever way this particular flavor of necromancer does their animating, it should take 1 hour per die, or I don't know where you want to set it, or 4 per hour. But I think it'll be by hit die of creep, right? A warrior skeleton maybe takes longer. Or not.
Maybe a little bit longer for a warrior skeleton. You want to do like a slightly better job. But I think at the point where we're...
So 4 an hour?
4 an hour? Okay.
6 an hour, fine. Make it take a turn, make it take 10 minutes.
6 an
How
hour.
long does it take to flay a body?
That's where it gets a little bit dicey for me, though, because if you have if you just find a skeleton, a fully defleshed skeleton, that shouldn't take too long to make. But if you need, like, if you take a living body,
we've had that in combat, right? Where you allowed me to. There was a fallen skeleton, like one of my ranks fell,
right?
And I tried to ride in there with a chicken sacrifice mid battle, and you let me do it as a 1-round action.
Yeah. So I feel
However, it failed, but we seem to think that was possible.
Yeah, I feel like.
But I feel like in general, like to go from murder to skeleton, an hour reasonable, or 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
If you want to go from like killing a person to a skeleton, I think an hour is reasonable to deflesh a person. But if you just have a series of skeletons you pulled out of grave, I feel like you could do them like one every few minutes, just like replace the bones with the new bones, perform the ritual, clear the table, bring in the new bones.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like it's one of those things that really depends on the context of the corpse you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm having such a hard time giving it a solid number. But if you're trying to take it easy and rest, I think 4 an hour is very reasonable. That's 4 minutes
for
of
4 hours,
magic.
probably not for 8 full hours, because I'm doing other things.
Sure, yeah.
So 16 a day.
16 a day? Okay. I can get behind that for now.
I think if I were going full out, could maybe get those numbers up. But for now, that seems that will. So in 3 days, 3 times 16 is
42, 46?
46. We've already done some. Let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more days at that. So that would give me 2, right? Because the first day we already calculated.
Right. So give me 2 more days at.
2 more days at 16 will give me another 32.
Perfect.
Bring the grand total to 60.
63?
63, yeah. And we're gonna
one short of an even. Add 1 more just so that you've got like an even 64, which is divisible by 8.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Okay. And it's on this day, as you are beginning to go to work to do this sort of thing, one of the hunters comes yelling from the woods, saying, "Soldiers! Soldiers!"
Mm-hmm. Soldiers, I reply, and I reply, this time addressing the ranks of skeletons. So there's 64 skeletons.
64.
Where have we been keeping them? Is there just like is there an army assembled in Winter's Reach Square?
I think that as you create them, they get set to work excavating right away.
Okay, so the church is full of them, I think is what it is, right?
I think the church is filled with skeletons, moving bodies.
And weapons, right?
And weapons, and like digging things up and packing walls.
Spears and bows. These guys can shoot bows, can't they?
Yes.
How many...
And also, yeah, never mind.
Also,
I was gonna say, when these people have had to come to give you their animals that you're paying, you'll have to have some of your people with marks of servitude, like keeping the skeletons back from those that are unmarked. Yeah. So you probably have a few mark of servitude bouncers that are like physically restraining skeletons from attacking the unmarked people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyway, this man comes running in, this hunter, telling you that there are soldiers in the woods. He claims to say that they are being slowed down by the zombies out there because they are dealing with each zombie they come across and sort of fanning out to fight them, but they're all still within communication range of each other.
Yeah.
He saw maybe 30, 20 people. He's not sure.
Yeah. And mounting the zombie elk, Mousifer gathers the army of winter. 8 spears at this point. 64 skeletons. along with a contingent of skeleton archers. My 2 lieutenants at my side. I think we'll leave the hunters here. My bodyguards.
Keep the town safe.
Yeah. And ride out to see what's going on. I think skeletons move slightly faster than walking pace. Is that correct? Like
Yes.
14 or something? And
Yes.
this elk probably trudges around a 12, a 9. What do you think? What is its usual full speed?
I think an elk probably.
Witchy baubles hanging from it.
Mm-hmm.
And saddled, I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
with that old warhorse saddle.
You ride your elk out into the Blumwood, flanked by your, what is this, 72 skeletons?
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Give me a perception check as you scout the woods.
So I think with an army so 68 spears, so that will be... Yeah, I'm just trying to think how much space that takes. Like, I think the thing that's going to happen is one of the flanks will bump into some trouble. But I'll go ahead and roll that perception check. Natural 17.
Let's see. For every 5 members of the other party, you should get a +1 to your check. There are... you should get a +9 to your check then.
And they get a +14.
Yes.
So I total of 39.
They total of 43. So they will spot you first.
Okay.
As you're out in the woods looking, you hear the whistling of arrows as a full volley goes towards one of your skeletons, missing one of your clutches of skeletons and peppering the trees and branches and bushes around it. But it draws your attention, and you can see off to your left is indeed a full contingent of soldiers. Full spear.
There!
And I think it is
Soldiers
time...
of winter!
Right. We are going to
Bring down those interlopers. So I think we're rolling for initiative at this point. First, we'll get the battle set up.
Yeah. So you've got 8 regular skeletons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1 of skeleton warriors.
Yeah, those are the hunters. And there are actually 2 skeleton warriors with me.
And this also has a contingent of bows with them. And then you will see this as you gauge their troops and they gauge your troops. You'll notice that they've broken themselves into 4 groups of spears, 1 group of missile weapons, and then the knights have come together in 1 group of knights. So all 5 of them have kind of come off into their own separate heavy unit. Mm-hmm. These guys don't have 8 though; they only have 5. So
is this It's day. Is it day or night, or is it?
It is day.
It is day, but vision somewhat obscured beneath the canopy of the trees here in the Blumwood.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how are we doing initiative?
We're just gonna roll for sides, just to make it simple, and then.
And these squares are. Can you set the scale?
Oh right.
They should just change this.
No, the scale's right because these blocks are 20 feet wide, or they should be 10 feet wide by.
So they're 40 feet away.
No, you're right. The scale's off. It should be twice this.
Twice this.
Yeah.
Okay. So 80 feet.
Yeah. These blocks should be 10 by 20. Whoops, I did that the wrong way. I halved it instead of doubling it. There we go. They should be 10 by 20. Perfect. So yeah, you spot them at 70, maybe a little bit more range.
All right, and I think 2 of my spears can be bows. Does that sound right?
You've got the bows for it. One of your skeleton warriors have bows, and then one of your other spears has bows. Okay.
I think there were 24 bows, so I kind of.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Sure. Just mark the ones that have bows with a.
Trying to see if there's an appropriate symbol, but we'll.
There's also the one wizard.
That's one thing I was wondering, is if that would be apparent to me.
Yes, you can see the wizard kind of standing behind the back, the line, watching.
And we are rolling group initiative, so just 1d10 for everything or per token?
1d10 plus the weapon speed for your skeletons, and I'll just do 1d10 plus the weapon speed for them. They're going to all use the spear speed, which is +6. Your skeletons, I think, roll at just +3.
Yeah, because they just use improvised weapon damage, correct?
Right.
So am I rolling for each token or just one?
Just once for the entire group.
Number of units? 1. Oh, damn it! What is the?
That's the attack.
Okay.
Yeah. I hadn't quite gotten to that yet for you. So the way the attack works, it's all macroed out. You make an attack roll with something, and if it hits, you click the whatever weapon it is to make an attack, and then you say how many are left in that section, and it'll roll damage appropriate for the number of units. So like one spear, if it has 8 units, you put 8, and it'll do damage for 8 people. And that way it's a little bit faster, a little bit more mechanized. Your skeleton warriors will need a slightly different macro, though, which I can set up for them right now. Because their bows are 1d20 plus 6 to hit, and their damage is 1d6. Excellent. Perfect. That should be fixed for them. They need different claw. What do you mean you can't find my notes? What do you mean? Okay, here we go. 1d4. If they claw, it's at +2. And if they weapon, it's at +2 as well. Okay. Perfect. All right, your tokens are all set up. I will roll once for the baddies. Alrighty, your troops will go first.
All right, and they all just get to go?
Yeah, we're just gonna move all of your units and all of their units, and any combat that happens, and then casualties are sustained at the end of the round.
Okay, so skeletons can't charge, but
no.
They just advance at their movement, which is 14. Is that 140 feet?
Yep.
And an attack if you're using a melee weapon?
Yep.
So I think I point from atop my elk through the trees in the distance. There! Whatever. Soldiers of winter. Rise up against these trespassers, and they'll all just advance the line. So there's one group of warriors, two group of warriors. These ones can only go 140 feet. I think that they'll all get most of the way. This group maybe won't quite make it. This group maybe won't quite make it. It's not 140 yards, is it?
Let's see. They should probably... I think they can go 140 yards or half that distance and make an attack. So they should be able
always
to
go your full distance. And oh no, that's not true. If you do combat movement,
right, then you go in tens. And I think Combat movement is you're not like taking any. You're not exposing yourself to anything. And the skeletons, if they were moving in combat, they'd be using their like run speed, which would give them a penalty of 2 to AC or something. I don't know, but they're not provoking attacks of opportunity, so it doesn't matter in this situation.
And there's difficult terrain, I guess, a little bit. So I'm thinking only 4 of them get to attack. Does that seem about right? Or only 3 of them get to attack. So let's go ahead and make some weapon attacks. These are all, they're all using like spears and whatever assembled weapons, but I think that just does D6 for skeletons.
Yeah, if you just click the weapon button and it should roll
weapon
everything.
8, so that's this first one is a miss.
That one misses.
Second one, weapon miss, right? 10.
15 AC on these guys. They've got shields and leather armor.
And 11 is a miss. So how many attacks was I getting?
That was 3 for... you were going to get all of the attacks, I think.
All
right?
the attacks. I can.
Yeah, you got plenty of room to move. So all 5 can make attacks. Oh, it's not a good day for the skeletons. Oh my god.
Those damage numbers are really nice, though. And now the archers advance within range and take shots. Are they already within range?
They're within range. This is short range already. Yeah.
Short range already, so they can just unload a flurry of arrows. And the warriors next to me, there, do you see the mage? Take him down. And so they'll direct their attack against the mage.
Roll it.
My bow number of units is 8. A 2.
That's broken. Okay, that should be 2 plus 6. It should be 8 on them.
Still not okay. And then this regular skeleton with bows. Oh, but I get second attacks. Is that a thing?
It will be a thing at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Is that not?
Here's just a random one. 11. Oh my god. I don't.
No, the mage has mage armor up, so.
That's just out of soldier. These are the flanking.
Malcifer skeletons are not doing well today.
Get one hit. I think your macros are broken, is what's going on. So
no, they're all rolling correctly, except for the greater skeleton group.
And Malcifer gets to take 1 shot. Maybe I'll prepare a spiritual weapon for the mage. So I will like ride the elk behind cover and prepare a long shot bolt with that 1 spare gear that I have. Gosh, I'm rolling low. Yeah, I'm not.
That's your last year, right? You've got 1 year of life left in you.
Yes. Yeah.
You are playing this so close.
Yep.
Okay.
And they get to return fire, I suppose.
They do. We're gonna start off with the wizard, who points a finger in this direction. Oh, he can't quite. This tree's in the way, so he can't target right here.
Yeah, Malcifer's taking cover behind this copse of trees.
Okay.
And there's another one between me and him too, right? So I'm certainly obscured.
Well then, from his spot, he's got line of effect to here. So he will throw a fireball this direction.
Holy cow.
Which will do 66 damage to each skeleton in that section.
There's no chance for them to survive.
No,
Even
this
with the
unit
pass save, that unit is obliterated.
completely destroyed
And
by
a
the
crater
fireball.
left in its wake. Lordy. All right, let's see if these spears are any more effective.
All right, the first spear is attacking the skeleton group on the far left with a 2. It's terrible. The second spear group is going to attack directly below with an 11.
Nope.
Oh my god. Oh, no one is getting. All right, there we
There's a
go.
crit. Although we won't resolve it as a crit, right?
We won't
Just
resolve it.
47 damage. That's the one on the far right.
Yeah.
The flanking,
Which
I think they're getting
brings that-
outflanked, right?
Yeah, that brings them down to
I think I'll
3
move that
skeletons.
token around to the side.
No, actually,
There.
they're not gonna totally flank. They want to keep their solid position, so they're just gonna attack like this.
All right.
Or whatever. Yeah.
And then there. Whoops.
Whoa.
Can I undo? I can somehow delete tokens, but not the arrow that I drew.
Excellent.
And that one is at 17.
Yeah. And that's got 3 skeletons left in it. The contingent of knights will close
Are they
right
mounted?
here. No, they're on foot to go through the woods.
And
they only have
engage with
5.
these skeletons. 14 will actually hit. 35
Ooh.
damage. Oh my
That's a
god.
lot. 9 divided by 8. So there's 6 skeletons left in this group. They only killed 2? That can't be right. 20 divided by 8. No, there's 4 left in this group. Okay. Yeah. And the bows will try and target this group of skeletons over here. And they will just pepper the area, doing nothing. You get your second attacks.
Get second attacks.
Yes, absolutely.
So this will probably be at the knights who are close. They've now moved closest. So this archer's on my left flank. Now they miss. My hunters.
That skeleton warrior bow. Are you clicking on the purple token when you roll that damn
I didn't
attack?
mean to. I thought I clicked on the skeleton spear.
Okay, because that. Well, no, it should be clicking on the purple token. Should be doing a different attack roll, and it's not including the.
Yeah. So this one will be a second volley at the mage, which is a hit, right? It's even more than 13 because it's not getting their attack bonus. What is the attack bonus for a specialized
+6
archer? That is not included on either the PDF or.
Yeah, it is. It's on the PDF.
PDF has Skeleton Warrior level 2. The melee ones get this melee bow X2 gets +3 to hit is what I'm seeing. +4 weapon. I think you just copied over the I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
What does Mage Armor give you? I can't even find it in this spell. It's not called Mage Armor?
It's called Spiritual Armor. I don't have it though.
No. Like for the NPC wizard, just the regular
There's armor and then
it's
there's
just armor. Okay.
yeah.
So the wizard has 14 AC then.
Yeah. So a natural 13 plus
Modified 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hunters probably take him down. They deal 18 damage, right? Oh, it should. Okay, is it just D6s? Wait,
Yes. Yeah. It should be D6s.
Those are D4s.
Roll me 8d6. I don't know why that macro is not working. I will sort it out later.
34.
That is enough to bring down the mage right away, I think.
Yeah.
34. Yeah. The mage just gets hit by a whole volley of arrows and collapses on the log, dying.
Nice. Did they return 5? There's only 1 spear bow, so we're up to initiative, right?
Yes. Oh, shit, this is... All right. I see why that wasn't working. How did I fuck that up? That's how I fucked it up. Okay. Let me just check your bow right now. Oh, it's still not fucking working. Why are you not fucking working, you piece of shit monster?
Wow. Language. Oh, we can just roll the old-fashioned way.
Okay. But the macro's starting to work. It's just slightly broken.
This week on Dicing with Death, watch Neal program roll 20 macros.
All right, I fixed it. Okay. Second round of combat. The skeleton spears go first.
We're not re-rolling initiative. We're just exchanging blows.
We're gonna exchange blows. Yeah, just to speed things along.
All right, and I think this is going to be ugly. So
actually, since we don't record deaths until the end of the round, this group of skeletons also gets their second attack.
I feel like they just got blew up by a fireball.
That's true. All right, that's perfect. I think fireball changes things. Yeah.
All right. Next round.
Let's do
how
it.
many? 29 will be 1, 2, 4 skeletons.
Yes.
Miss.
They stab fruitlessly at the knights who are doing their due diligence.
Miss.
Oh my god. Skeletons might not survive this battle.
13? No.
15 AC.
These guys are well armored. Weapon for these skeletons. 64 is 8. That's a hit, right?
That's the third group of skeletons?
Fourth.
Fourth group of skeletons.
That's
all right.
This one here.
You hack into them, cutting it down to 4 soldiers,
And then
bringing that group in half.
My last 17 is just barely 3.
Yes.
No.
No good.
A volley from the archers, probably at these closest knights. So there's a bow.
They have 17 AC with their
God.
chainmail and their shields, but you hit.
And the 17 is just what I hit. That's too good. That must be the hunters, because that's rolling at this. I'm clicking on this.
I might have accidentally changed their macro instead of someone else's macro.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's call that the warriors then, because that's what they rolled as.
Yeah. So 31 points of damage to the knights.
That kills one knight.
Yeah.
And go ahead and roll the other one. It should be fixed now.
So 8. Natural 20.
Fucking 20. We're not dealing with crits here, but yeah. 18 damage to the knights.
And
dropping another one.
And Mousefur will maybe finish the job. I've got that spiritual weapon that only lasts 1 round, right?
Yep.
I used 1 year, so
fire away.
Roll my lucky d20 with a 13. I don't think the necrotic damage doesn't go through, even if it's does that pierce armor?
No, it's still got a hit. Yeah.
Still got hit armor. So I think that's just a whiff.
Your crossbow lands somewhere in the distance. Energy fading.
But I think Mousefur's will urge his elk to trudge into the fray. How far does it move? It's
got movement speed 12. So
it can move 120 yards into there. I think I'll wait and let it do that towards the end of the round.
Okay.
Next round advance and make some sacrifices mid-battle, assuming things go well. I think soldiers return fire.
Yes, the knights go hacking into your group of skeletons. There are only 3 of them left. 2 have already fallen. They'll hit your skeletons for 13 damage, bringing you down to 2 more in that group. The nearby soldiers are encouraged by the sight of their knights hacking into these guys. They'll make an attack, ripping your skeletons. Oh no, they're attacking the group below them.
Okay.
They're engaged. They're not breaking off from what they're doing. This also has 8, which will miss. This group only has 4. Can't hit your skeletons worth shit, and this last group has 8. Also cannot. So the spears hold their ground, set their shields, and try and just slowly chip away at these people. Oh, this guy's definitely dead. In the back, the archers will they will shuffle to the left and target your archers. I have 8, and they will hit them.
No, I saw the 12. Sorry. Yeah, 17 will hit. Ouch, 25 damage.
That is 4 skeletons down. So bring your archers to half, and you get second rounds of missile fire.
Including did the guys that just died get to fire second shots or not?
Yeah.
They normally would. We just said for a fireball. Okay,
right.
fine.
Yeah. The mass combat rules just have all damage occur at the end of the round, for simplicity.
Okay, so 17.
That's still against the knights.
That's not even giving any bonuses. Skeletons should have at least +1 to hit.
Nope. Regular skeletons have jack to hit with bows.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, with bows, but +1 with melee or something.
Yeah.
All right, only 14 damage
to the knights.
To the archers.
The archers. Okay.
And then this is my hunters will fire another volley at the knights. 8. No miss.
That is not the skeletal. You didn't click on the purple one.
You've mixed up the tokens again. We can fix this another time.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's see. Skeleton bow. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's even with +6, it's still a miss. Alrighty. And their archers get a second round of fire at yours. They only have 6 in their number. No, they started the round at 8 in their numbers. They missed your bows. Alright. 2 rounds into combat. Starting to get the hang of mass combat rules here. The line of soldiers hasn't flinched. The knights have been cut down quite a bit, and the wizard has been cut down. So I think this is an appropriate opportunity for a morale check for the spear levies who are fighting the undead.
I have... Oh, my loyalty base is 0. My reaction adjust is 1. I was hoping that I could negatively affect their morale with my... But I think it would be loyalty-based that I would lawyer to make that effect, right?
Yeah. So
not quite imposing enough.
These creatures, they've got a penalty of 2 because they oppose a spellcaster. They are not defending their home. They have no terrain advantage. No extra check. Leader is a different alignment. Is not true. NPC. No. Not outnumbered.
Have you done the math on that?
Not outnumbered 2 to 1. 3 to 1. Yeah. So it looks like they just get a morale check at -2. So let's roll. Their morale is normally about 11. I would say. So they now have 9 morale, which they need to roll on equal to or under on 2d10. And they roll a 13. The spears of peasants fighting the undead waver, and I think
they withdraw. I assume make a strategic retreat.
Yeah, they barely.
We go first this third round, right?
Go for it. Yeah, they're going to be
Malcifer rides his elk out from amongst the trees. Unbuckles the bardish and rides into the fray of fallen knights. I'm going to be making a ritual sacrifice, but I think that'll probably take the whole round. Skeletons, I think, will return fire on fleeing spearmen, so I think I'll make pot shots. Does that sound about right?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. This guy, that's only 2. No. Number of units 4, just barely. No.
Oof, no.
Number of units. Here's a full spear. No. Oof. Another full spear. They are intimidating by merely virtue of their presence.
And the fact that they are, All
right, this is a shot at the archers. Number of units, let's see, 39. Is that 5? Yeah. It's a 19, 18 damage to the knights.
Oh.
That's actually that's a 19 plus a
plus
bunch.
6. That's a 25.
But there's no crits.
But there's no crits.
Those are T4s again.
Damn it, roll 8d6. Oh, you're still clicking on the skeleton bow instead of the skeleton.
No, I'm clicking on the magenta token. And clicking bow.
I don't know what the fuck is happening. Why are these...
All right. 32 points of damage. It's not doubled, right?
No, it's not doubled. Okay. I think I... There we go. Minus 32. There we go. We're down to one knight left.
Actually, well, let's have him... Oh, he's still got a weapon in hand. I think he's the one that breaks, right? I think he goes running in terror as Malcifer trudges toward him atop this horrifying zombie elk.
Its eyes are like sort of hanging out. There's clearly rotting. It's got the dead look in its eyes where it doesn't care about anything and just plods towards the knight and Malcifer.
Well, Malcifer's actually going to one of his comrades. There's probably someone on the ground nearby with like an arrow in his throat, like struggling to scream and clutching as his lifeblood leaves his corpse. The Lords of Winter sentence you to death, and I ritualistically sacrifice him with a executioner's axe and take his life force.
Excellent.
That probably, yeah. How many years were left in this man?
Well, don't you need to, if you're going to hit him with your executioner's axe and take his life force, don't you actually need to hit him?
Oh, this is one of the. This is one of the
this
dying.
is the dying knights. Got it.
There's 7 dying knights around here. Some of them are probably already dead, but a lot of them just got hit with the volley of arrows or got hit with the volley of arrows last round.
All right. This knight was 43 years old, so you will get his max life was 80. Let's call it. So 83. You'll get 4 years. Yeah, from him. As he bleeds to death.
I think the rank of soldiers breaks.
Oh, yeah. Seeing the knights fall, the wizard fall, the undead falling in large numbers, getting blown up by fireballs, but having no response to it whatsoever. The archers split and run. The knights run, provoking attack of opportunity from the skeletons.
Sweet. Number of units 2. Oh, they crit. The last knight dies.
No, he doesn't. He's at 8. He had 19 HP left. He only takes 11 damage.
That's not an opportunity to resolve a crit. It's a natural 20. It's got +2 for back attack. It should have +1 for being a skeleton, right?
It should, yeah.
That's a crit if I've ever seen one.
All right, go ahead. Roll me an extra 2d6 damage. There we go. That'll bring him down.
Nice. Yeah,
Oh,
you cannot run.
The knight falls.
You are cursed to serve in my army of the dead.
The next group of spearmen flee, provoking attacks of opportunity.
Number of units is 5, I think.
8, but it's... Oh, yeah, 5. Yeah. And the next group also flees, provoking 8 attacks of opportunity. Or 1 from a unit of 8. These guys should have getting +2 for attack, because these people are fleeing, right?
They should, yeah. So 14 still won't hit.
Will hit, because their shields are facing the other way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So 26 points of damage. Those are D6s.
Yep. The next group flees.
Nope.
Nope, and the last group flees.
Yes. 2, that will do it. So 10 points of damage.
Oh, right. Now, these people are, dropping gear and flat out running. So they will outmaneuver the skeletons in the short term as they break and run.
I don't think we pursue.
Okay.
Hold. Stand ground. And Malcifer dismounts and goes about harvesting all the souls he can. I'm guessing I probably got less than 10 minutes before those that are dying bleed out.
Yeah.
So I can probably collect up to 10 dying souls.
Why don't you give me... let's randomize it slightly so it's not a perfect 10. Give me like a D5 plus 5. So you can get at least half, I would expect. All right, 9.
Yeah. Nice. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So Malcifer paces the battlefield and puts the dying out of their misery. And binds their souls in eternal servitude. But, same.
Mm-hmm. I'm just calculating how many years you get.
Yeah.
6, 7. $80 times minus 341. So they had a combined lifespan of 379 years left. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. So you get 37.9 years added to your total.
So I keep the 0.9.
37.9.
So I'm at, all right, 67.9 is my new max. So I'm sitting pretty, but I don't think the warpath is done. We still do want to rest and continue to rally our forces. We've got some new skeletons to raise. And I have something special in store for you, Mr. Mage. So we will take that body and set it aside.
As you tell your skeletons to collect whatever it is that they are collecting. Corpses, gear, whatever. The clouds overhead break into a light rain. And you can bring bodies, equipment, skeletons back to your home.
Rain, blessings of winter. Let it wash the blood from our bones.
Tell me, what exactly are you retrieving from the battlefield?
We're scavenging the battlefield. Corpses and weapons and wealth.
I'm going to say the group of skeletons that got hit by a fireball cannot be resurrected. They've just been blown to smithereens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there ornamental bones amongst the carnage?
Probably here and there. They could be collected for that purpose, I expect.
Seems an auspicious place. Maybe we just leave it as is. This horrifying crater in the Blumwood filled with charred bones and splintered bows. Yeah. So I think Mousefur wants this mage for his own. So there is some research to be done, I think. The rest of the skeletons will retreat. And I think we collect the bones of the dead.
Right.
And drag them back to, keep wanting to say Misty Rapids, drag them back to Winter's Reach.
Okay, so you killed...
Made and prepared and united with their animal sacrifices. How many did we kill in all?
You killed 13 levy troops and 5 knights and a spellcaster. So that's going to be 5 suits of chainmail and swords.
Ooh.
And it's going to be 13 suits of leather armor and spears. You can probably actually pick up...
easy enough to come by, but 5 suits of chain.
Yeah. And then also you will get the 18 shields.
Ooh.
Oh, and 4 bows.
Let's see. How do you even keep track of all this? Oops. 5 suits of chain, 18 shields, 4 bows. I'm going to keep track of all the dead that I've got stockpiled. So how many did you say? There were 7 levy troops?
There were 4, and 1 spearman dead. So 9 dead spearmen, 4 dead archers.
Nine, 4, and knights. There were all 8, right? Or all?
There were
how many knights total? There were 5 knights.
5. Yeah. So that's 5 swords, 5 chainmails.
I'll probably just re-raise those guys as warriors with their initial suits. So let's do that. Let's take all of this back to Misty Rapids and recalculate. So those knights can stay whole and rejoin the 2 knights that I already have. That makes some nice math, right? A skeletal warrior requires a medium animal and a year of life force. So we head back into town, dragging the spoils of war, and return to our prayers at the chapel.
Do you bring back the recoverable skeletal bodies of the fallen skeletons to be re-raised?
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll need to start like rolling for how many bodies can be recovered from a battlefield. Or
I think generally speaking, unless something's been like really destroyed by like a fireball, we're gonna say it's recoverable. And I think that is the true nightmare of the undead armies, is that you kill a skeleton and then the necromancer just re-raises it over again.
Yeah.
And that's, and your numbers don't deplete, they only increase with every single battle.
Yeah.
Presuming you have enough resources to...
So Actually, all of these guys can be raised as skeleton warriors, right?
Yes.
So they are all warriors?
Yes.
Only the knights could be like the level 5 version.
Right.
But I can drop a soul in all of these. Yeah, let's do that.
Whatever these were 13, right? 4, 4, 4, and 1 is 13. So you can get 13 more skeletal warriors. Are you going to raise them as bows or as...
Let's keep them as is. So that'll be 12 total skeletal archers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, do I want to keep them separate from my hunters contingent? I don't know. Or skeleton archer. There's 4 of them. 4 skeleton spearmen. There's 9 of them, and then I'll recombine the knights with the 2 warriors I already have that are of similar equipment. That was my personal guard, is now upgraded to 7. So I'm taking 5 plus 4 plus 9 is 18 years, and 18 medium-sized animals. So we start tucking into the pigs, the goats, maybe a cow or 2. 18 good years. So that brings my max from was 67 down to 39. Up and down and up and down. And we do want to recover for a couple of days. But I think we'll continue on the warpath once my skeletons have recouped their HP and I've recouped my HP. And I think we plan to descend upon this village but barely before Pine Spurs had much time to react.
So how many days does it take you to do all of this that you've just done right now?
I think the healing is the more impactful part. I can do 18 skeletons in 2 days if I work at it. Just over 2 days. I think I want to heal for another... If I am at... What's my HP? Oh, this new token lost my HP bar.
Uh-oh.
I think I have a character sheet somewhere. Where's HP on these things? Is it attributes? No.
For HP 8 out of 12.16.
Well, okay, the max was increased to 16, and then there were 2 days, so I'm at 12 out of 16. So I need 2 more days.
Okay.
Let's call it 3 for good measure. To do all the raising and all the healing.
Excellent. You are not bothered in those days.
Okay, I will recast my spiritual armor upon myself. A level 4 spiritual armor. Maybe let's bounce back to Winter's Reach. Do a quick recap of the rapidly assembling undead horde.
Yes.
How many zombies are dead? So at some point in the 2 days, we'll do an inventory of what happened in the woods.
Right.
Were any zombies killed by the advancing spearmen?
Absolutely. It looks like 4 wood zombies were wrecked.
Okay, so that brings it from
wrecked.
17 down to lucky number 13. Even better.
13 used to be my lucky number. I've since changed it to 12. Well, which is such a perfect number, you know? Almost as good as 60.
If you say so.
It's divisible by 2, 3, 4, and 6. It's great. 60 is better, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
10.
I need to subtract 8 of these skeletons, correct?
Yes.
That were blown up in a fireball.
Right, right.
Oh, and let's experiment on the mage. I want to go back to my library. I go back to Winter's Reach. 64 minus H, 56. I go back to Winter's Reach for the first time in a couple days, and I think rest up there. That's where these 2 days will be spent. Although, I was raising stuff. After, 2 days of raising, let's return to Winter's Reach.
Excellent. You arrive.
And I want to look through the library to see if there's any the forbidden library to see if there's any mention of spellcasters or sorcerers being animated. Maybe I'll dig through my undead lore. Do you want to take a break to think about it?
Let me just take a. I will have an answer for you right here. Your books have no information on this. You are actually about at the edge of your possible gaining knowledge from these texts. You feel like while it took your grandmother a long time to get where you are now, you are surpassing her. Not only in scale of power with the mass numbers that you have, but also with acute knowledge of the happenings of all this stuff. There's nothing left to be learned from these books other than maybe little bits of, a small tidbit here or there, or a good idea over here.
Okay.
You've reached the end.
All right. Yeah, so I think he's taken the wizard back to the estate. The rest of the stuff gets processed down in the village, but I take the wizard to the basement laboratory. He's laid out on a slab for examination. Got all these books around, but none of them really talk about what I'm trying to do. So I think I'm just going to prepare him as best I can. I think I want a skeletal mage, so Mouse for himself will ritualistically flay these bones. I don't know if we want to carve anything into them. How do we bind the magic to this wizard? So I guess we begin the preparations here. Maybe it's time to make a mummy. Am I too young to make a mummy? Or, sorry, too weak, too low level.
Ooh, so let's look at this document over here. A mummy is a subtype of zombie, right?
Okay.
It's a mummified person instead of just like a rotting person. A proper mummy, as we know it, is usually a pretty powerful undead creature. So I think you definitely need a person of rank or status or level in order to create a mummy.
A skeletal mage is a common D&D trope. Is that a thing you want to mechanize? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I don't think you're quite high enough level to make something like that yet. I think that's probably like a level 7 something. Like to get an actual like spell casting mage with you is probably, you're not quite there.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I want you to have a skeletal mage who's throwing around fireballs, I don't think a 4th level necromancer should be able to create a 5th level wizard.
No. Okay, so he'll be set aside then for later. And I think we will bide our time, recuperate, rally, and then
take a break. And we will recuperate and rally, and when we come back, we'll see what the hell is going to happen. See you guys on the other side.